Hi everyone, this is Ashwin here. In this video, we're going to solve the problem dynamic array. Create a sequence list of n empty sequences where each sequence is indexed from 0 to n minus 1. The elements within each of the n sequences also use 0 indexing. Create an integer last answer and initialize it to 0. The two types of queries that can be performed on your list of sequences are described below. For query 1, so this is the type of query, x and y will be given. Find the sequence at index x XOR last answer modulus n in sequence list. Append integer y to the sequence seek. So y will be given from the query. We have to find the sequence from this logic and append y to the sequence. This is the second type of query. Here also we have given x and y. Find the sequence at index using the same logic as previous. Find the value of element y modulus size in sequence where size is the size of seek and assign it to last answer. So after finding the particular sequence, we have to find a particular element using this formula. So that is y modulus size. And after finding the particular element, we have to assign that element to last answer and print the new value of last answer on a new line. So we have only two queries. We have to do the particular logic, depends on the type of query. So that's the overall logic of the problem. So it is pretty straightforward. They have given all the constraints here. So we don't need to worry about any complicated logic. Let's check the constraints. Here n and q can go up to 10 to the power of 5 and the values of x and y can go up to 10 to the power of 9. So we have to solve this in linear time. So it will be linear time only because all the formula are given in the question itself. It is guaranteed that query type 2 will never query an empty sequence or index. They have guaranteed that there won't be any empty sequence or indexes or out of indexes in the queries. If they didn't give like this, we have to check explicitly for empty sequences and indexes. For this problem, they have given this constraint too. Let's check some examples. Here, the number of sequences is 2 and the number of queries is 5. The first integer represents the type of query and the second and third integer are x and y. Let's see the explanation. Here for query 0, append 5 to sequence of 0 that we have calculated from this formula. So for sequence 0, we have to append 5. Similarly, for query 1, we have to append 7 for sequence 1. For query 2, append 3 to sequence of 0. So that will be 5, 3 in sequence 0 and in sequence 1 that will be 7. In query 3, the query type is number 2. Assign the value at index 0 of sequence 1 to last answer, print last answer that is 7. First, we have to find the sequence number that is 1 using the formula. After that, we have to find the particular index. So index can be calculated from using y modulus size. So here y is 0 and the size is 2. 0 mod 2 is 0. For sequence 1, 0th index is 7. So we have printed 7 and assigned 7 to the last answer. And the last query is also type 2. We have to find the sequence that is 0 and we have to find the element that is here y is 1, 1 mod 2 is 1. That will be index 1 is 3. The last answer is 3 and we have to print the last answer. Like this, we have to do this for all the queries that are given in the problem. The whole logic is straightforward, so we don't need to worry about any complicated logic. We have to apply the particular formula for the specific type of queries. Okay, let's solve the problem. First, we have to initialize the variables, that is initialization. We will initialize the sequence list, seek equals the list of list for underscore in range n. So it will create a sequence list. So underscore is like a temporary variable. We can use it in a temporary loop. After that, we have to initialize last answer to 0. That will be last answer equals 0. And also we have to print the last answer in a new line. So we have to store the last answers in a result. So that will be result equals a list. So whenever we have to print the last answer, we will append this to the list. Now we have to go for the main logic, that is processing the query operations. For q comma x comma y in queries. So it will be in the list format. So we can access the 3 indexes of the list using these 3 variables. Now we need to check for the type of query. If q equals 1, first is we have to find the index of the sequence. That will be index equals within the brackets x XOR last answer modulus n. Now we have to append y to this particular sequence. That will be sequence of index dot append y. This is for the query type 1. In the else part, we have to do the processing operation. We have to do the operations for query type 2. Similar to query 1, we have to find the index of the sequence in the query 2 also. So we will just copy and paste this here for the index. Now we have to find the value of element in that particular sequence. That will be v equals y modulus length of sequence of index. So that is the size of the particular sequence. Now we have to assign the value to the last answer. Last answer equals sequence of index of value. This is like a 2D array. The index represents the particular sequence and the value represents the value element from that sequence. Now we have to print the value of last answer. So we will just append it to the result. Result dot append last answer. So we have done all the operations for the queries. Finally, we will return the result. Return result. That's the whole logic of the problem. We are just processing for each query types and do all the operations for those particular query types that are given in the problem statement. After doing all the operations, we have written the results. Let's run the code. It passed the sample test case. Let's submit it. Yeah, we solved the problem. If this video is helpful to you, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe the channel for future videos. See you guys with a new problem.